good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're listening to us, whether you're watching us or listening to us. My name is Gatsby,
Yours truly, Royal Rel.
and you're tuned in to the latest edition of State of the Week, brought to you by your guys at State Your Claim. But hold on, Royal, you got a couple things you want to talk to them about. Let them know.
Yeah, I need them to do three very important things. I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I mean? Stay in tune with the guys, man. Stay in tune.
Stay in tune with us. Stay in tune with us. And I don't know, man. Summer. It's crazy to say that it's kind of it's getting to the end. It's getting to the end.
Yeah, it went by fast.
It really did, though. I, especially this summer. With
Yeah.
all the craziness, the good shit going on in New York and elsewhere. But now we're approaching fall winter collections. I mean, we've seen things on the runway. We've seen some of these things online. Now they're actually rolling out into the stores. And let's definitely start out with Denim Tears with their fall winter 26 collection. Everyone should know Denim Tears by now, led by Tremaine Emery, um, just doing amazing things out there. Royal, this collection is really rooted and based in a lot of significance for André Leon Talley. So this collection, roughly 153 pieces, are going to be broken out into 5 different drops, uh, really kind of shouting out and commemorating just the history of Andre Leon Talley. So for people who don't know who he is, this is a black man who started in fashion under Andy Warhol in the early 80s, working with the Interview magazine, moved to Paris, worked with WWD, and then obviously we know about his amazing work over at Vogue over the course of several years, being creative director, um, and also holding a lot of other top positions. So, and also championing black designers, black models throughout the years. So, what was your initial thoughts when you saw that Denim Tears is pretty much dedicating their entire, collection to him and kind of breaking out in different ways? Just curious to hear your thoughts on
First of all, I want to say well deserved.
it. Hmm.
Definitely. I like the fact that Tremaine is sticking to his script by celebrating and championing black excellence. Um, I definitely was curious how the whole idea of dedicating a collection to Andre Leon Talley would translate. And from the pieces that I saw, it translated well.
Hmm.
It translated well. I'm not mad at it.
Right.
Um, I can't say how can I say this? I don't want to say Denim Tears is hit or miss for me, but Denim Tears is like they have some pieces, and I'm like, if I see something I like, I'll pick it up, but it's not something I rush out to get. But it was definitely a couple pieces from this collection. I'm like, got to keep an eye on, and I feel like I'll be grabbing because I am a fan of Andre Leon Talley.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, I really don't know how else to put it, but solid drop, great execution, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna just reiterate what I said at the beginning. Um, Shout outs to Tremaine and the Denim
Always.
Tears family
Always.
for
Yep.
champion black designers, black figures, and celebrating black excellence. What he couldn't do at Supreme.
Listen, well said, well put. And I kind of think of it like this. Obviously, I don't know Tremaine, personally, but I'm just thinking like if it's not him, then who is gonna do it? Right? That's what I fuck with about Denim Tears is they will continuously tell stories about the black experience. Some things that aren't really well known about, some things that are maybe a little bit more, I don't want to say mainstream, but things that you ought to know about. I think the most important thing here is not only is he partnering with the estate. I think that's just huge in itself. The first time that André Leon Talley's estate is partnering with, a brand. So I think that says a lot. But just the fact that, you know, he understands the significance and the importance and kind of bridging the gap because it's also education, which is also really huge with Denim Tears as well. You got teenagers, you got young adults that are into the brand. Maybe they got into the brand off of Cotton Reef. Maybe they got into the brand off of one of the collaborations. Well, here's a way for you to get fly, get some really dope pieces, but also educate yourself on strong Black figures within the fashion community. We always talk about people who are doing things right now. We talk about the Clints, we talk about the Tremaines, we talk about obviously Pharrell's, rest in peace to Virgil. Ye's done amazing work over the course of his career in fashion and music and overall design. But, some of the founding fathers of it, right? The people who are really championing, for us. That's what I really appreciate about this. So I think like the education part of it, to your point, the pieces are really dope. He's got collaborations with BBC, which I think is really cool because, if you double back, Andre Leon Talley wore a BBC sweater at a fashion show, I want to say in 2010. So I think that works and kind of taking some of his styles and kind of updating that into what it looks like in 2026. Obviously, still translating with what's going on currently, but also, kind of digging back into those archives. So I don't just like the fact that they're doing this, recognition of him, but it seems like they're really bridging the gap between, what happened in the past and making sure people don't forget about it. And that's not something that, happens a lot of times in fashion. And people just don't go there a lot. And you got to respect him for doing that.
Don't go where?
Um, just showing love and showing respect to people who came before us. You know what I mean? Who really put it down, who really vocalized the importance of African Americans, Black people in general within fashion,
I don't
So
I don't mean I don't per se say that people don't go there. I think a lot of people don't companies don't see it as profitable. I can't say that they don't go there, and then it's not and then we don't have enough representation in fashion as it is already. Um, the thing I like about this collection is it's authentic. Going back to
Mhm,
what you said about if not him, then who?
mhm.
It's been a lot of things that I've seen done in fashion that don't per se even have to do with black figures. It's just black fashion in general,
For sure.
and other
And that's
brands
okay. That's
and other
okay too.
brands do a lot of things that have to do with black culture, and I'm just like, really doesn't come off as authentic. Like, I won't I won't say anything about the brand, but, I saw a brand do an iceberg collaboration, and I was just like, "Yo, this shit is whack, man."
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
the people they didn't contact the right people to do an iceberg collab. There's plenty of people like, "You shoulda had" yo, listen, I'm just gonna keep it all the way funky. You shoulda had some of these drug dealers who just came home. You shoulda tapped in some people from the hood,
Right,
and you shoulda really the iceberg collaboration could have been out the park, but, you know, the right people didn't do it, so it didn't come across as good as it should have been, and it didn't come across as authentic. But, the fact that Tremaine is all about celebrating Black history and Black figures,
right.
this is authentic, and his heart and soul was put into it, and it
Mhm.
translates into the collection. Simple as that.
Absolutely. And, to your point, you have the wrong people in the room making the decisions and marketing it out to us. So
Right.
that's just not
Exactly.
going that's not going to translate well. Like just keeping it honest. If there's not people who look like you and me, right, or what you just said, you know,
Yeah.
in those meetings, actually talking about, yo, this is how we put it on. This is how we wore it. This is why we wear it. This is what needs to come back. Then it's not gonna go well. It's not gonna land well. And that's why you see it happening time and time again. And we get dedicate a whole episode to something like this. But is there any particular piece, real quick, before we wrap this up, that you got your eye on that is kind of like stand out to you, or you're just gonna, as it slowly releases, you'll just check it out and see what you may like?
I'm gonna check it out as it slowly released, but I think I'm definitely just cause I'm probably gonna grab a pair of the sweats because it has his name on it right on the
Right,
little thigh area. That's
right,
probably
right,
the only
right.
thing that I'm definitely gonna cop, and I'm gonna see what else they have dropping and
For
take it from
sure,
there.
for sure. I like the NAACP t-shirt that's dropping. And I don't know if it's 100% sure, but I feel like they might have a footwear collaboration coming out, this fall winter, when these streetwear brands in general, they don't show you everything, so stay tuned for that. Anything else we want to talk about in terms of Denim Tears Fall Winter 26?
Nah, nah, I'm Gucci.
So moving on, it seems like every week or every other week, you have someone within fashion or within music saying, you know what, I'm the reason. I'm the reason why this happened. I'm the reason why this brand is hot. I'm the reason why people are wearing this or wearing that. And sometimes it can be true. Sometimes it's not true. Sometimes it's kind of, yes, maybe no type of situation.
Mhm.
So, question for you: can any one person say that they're the reason why people started wearing Jordan 1s or Jordan 4s? Just
Uh,
curious.
no.
No. Okay.
All right, so let's start with the ones. The fours is kind of tricky. I'm gonna get to the fours in a second, but let's start with
Mhm.
the ones.
Talk to him.
So you got Kid Cudi, who was stomping in them. You have Currens who was wearing them back when he was actually rapping. Shout out to him, Dior and Jordans.
Mhm.
Um, Lupe Fiasco, Kanye and Don C.
Obviously.
So and then most recently, and exactly who you're referring to, Rocky.
ASAP
So
Rocky. Yep.
you can't really pinpoint it to a particular person because all those guys, but if I had to pick one person out of that batch, I'm gonna flip a coin between Cuddy and Kanye for the
Yeah.
Jordan 1. I'll
I
flip a
think
coin
that
bet I'll flip a coin between, those 2.
right.
Now, when it comes to the Jordan 4, Rocky might be the most notable person for that sorta kinda.
You think so?
Ye
You
was more so on the 3s than the 4s.
you think so? Okay.
I
So
mean, who really I mean,
so
to keep it honest with you, before him, who was really people wore 4s, but I'm talking about wearing 4s. We're not talking about it's one picture out there of someone wearing a
Mhm.
pair of 4s that you can remember. We're talking about consistently rocking them. Kid Cudi and Ye were consistently rocking 1s. Ye was
Well,
consistently
mhm.
rocking 3s.
Right.
Rocky was consistently rocking 4s.
When he did wear Jordans. And I will say you can even go, and by the way,
He's
we're
still
talking
rocking
about,
4s.
you still rock fours to this day, right? And obviously we're talking about ASAP Rocky, recent interview, him saying he's the reason why, people are wearing 1s and 4s. And I just think that iconic silhouettes, yes, there's certain people who have had a lot of influence, but it's more of just a community of people. First of all, I rock fours because of Jordan, point blank. Like that's just me. But if you think about fours, you can't talk about fours without talking about Spike Lee. Um, you can't talk about fours without talking about obviously some of the collaborations.
People don't
Wale,
look to Spike Lee.
but if you think that they should, if they do the history, I'm just
But you
saying.
talking about research, we're talking about kids going online looking at people. The kids and people aren't looking at Spike Lee.
No, I get that. I get that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that there's not one person who made fours the thing. I think it's a whole bunch of people. Spike Lee, I'm still gonna put him out there. If we want to make it more current, Kid Cudi, obviously rock laser fours, Wale,
I
wore
mean,
fours.
come on,
I
man.
mean, what?
You can't put Spike Lee in there. That's when you put
What you
Spike Lee
mean?
in
Do
it,
the right thing.
when you say Spike Lee, right? That's a
Why
classic sneaker
can't I?
moment in a movie. That's a
Right.
classic sneaker movie, but it's a lot of classic moments in sneakers. I mean, just like Clockers had a million and one Air Force One moments, and that's where Barry got a lot of the colors for when he,
True.
for his V-Loans that didn't get the drop. Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
But Barry's not saying
So,
that,
so
oh, I'm the one who,
no, 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 but I'm just saying
got
this.
people. I know you're
No, I'm
not,
just
but
saying, but
okay.
you're saying Spike Lee is like me saying Robin Williams deserves a lot of credit for Bape. Unless you're like this super duper mega
No,
Bape.
no,
It's the
because
same thing because
but
Robin Williams was
no,
faithfully
Spike
rocking
Lee,
Bape.
Spike Lee's been aligned to Jordan brands
Bape's been
from a
Robin
long
Williams
time.
has been aligned to Bape since it's been in the US, if not before. He's been aligned with it. But that's my point. Unless you're a super duper Bape head, same thing with Spike Lee. Unless you're this super duper sneakerhead, you won't relate him. You're going to relate the musicians and the athletes before you're going to relate Spike Lee. Same thing with Robin Williams. When you think about Bape, you're going to think about Pharrell, the Clips, and Lil Wayne. That's the first thing. And some of you might think of Soldier Boy with his fake Bapes. That's who you're
I
going
think
to align
about
with.
Wayne later. I think about Wayne later, but you're not the
You're
first
talking about
person
the
to think about with Bape.
chronological line. You can't go over chronological. You have to
No,
go over what people. Well, yeah, but most people
I
are going
can.
to. A
I'm
lot of
not
people are
most
going to put
people.
Wayne before
I'm not
Clips.
most people though. And they're
Yeah,
crazy. And
but
they
you're
should
going.
do their research.
But you
And they're wrong. And they're
Yeah, but
wrong.
you can't. It's not about whether they're wrong or right. It's about who do the majority think. Most people are going to think about when it comes to Bape, Pharrell, then Wayne, and
Think it
then
should be
the Clips.
Pharrell and then the Clips, then Wayne. But okay, go ahead. For
Yeah, we
sure.
know
For
that's
sure.
how it's supposed to be, but we're going
Right.
off of what people are going to think.
I
We
don't go
know
off
people.
of what everybody goes off of. I
Bro,
go
we're
off
not
of
talking
what I
about
know.
you. We're talking about the majority. We're not talking about you. That's why we're hosting the show. We're talking about the majority.
Listen,
We're talking about the
telling you.
majority.
I'm just telling you.
Majority of people are going to say Pharrell, then Wayne, and then some people are going to say the Clips. That's just how it is.
All right.
That's what's like this. If I say, I'm gonna give you one. If I sit up here and say Goyard, most people are gonna go right to Rocky. Lupe Fiasco has been talking about Goyard his whole career. Lupe
Obviously,
Fiasco has
that
a whole
song Go
song.
Watch,
Yeah,
that Go Watch
you know,
song
he's
is an
talking about
instruction manual. So
Yoji
you're right about that.
Yamamoto. He's talking about
Mm-hmm.
Levi's Phantom jeans. He's talking about APC.
Junior,
He's
talking
talking
about
about
Dover
all
Street,
these Junior
all
Watch,
that.
all these
Right.
brands
He
that
did.
people. Kanye
He
came
did.
around 10 years, 15 years later talking about Junior. I'm not saying Kanye didn't know about it, but if you come to somebody and say, if you go to the average person and say, who was talking about Goyard, they're going to go to Rocky. Who's talking about Junior, they're going to go to Kanye. Well, those who know Lupe, but I can't say that the majority is going to say Lupe. They're absolutely not going to say
Yeah,
him.
I'm
And
just
he's
okay.
ahead of the curve of 99.9% of rappers.
100%. 100%. 100%. Yeah, but I don't think that one person can claim the dominance of fours. And by the way, when I think of Rocky, yes, he wore a lot of fours and he still does. But when you think of him, me personally, I think of Rick Owens sneakers. I think of Jeremy Scott Adidas. I'm thinking of Margielas. And I went back and I watched some of his earliest videos, whether it was Pesos, Goldie, fucking Problems. That's what he was wearing. Those are shoes he was wearing. More kind of lifestyle styling outside of these videos. Yeah, you catch him in fours, and he'll still wear fours to
But
this day.
you can't
But
use his videos. You can't use his
no, no,
videos.
no, no. I'm just saying. Visually, if you go back, those were some of his biggest songs and some of his biggest visuals. I'm like, that's actually what if I'm thinking of him in footwear, those are the things that I really think about him, like really maybe pushing before other people. Not to
I'm gonna
say he
tell you why
didn't
that.
wear the fours,
I'm gonna
but
tell you why that doesn't work. I'm gonna tell you why that
tell me,
doesn't work.
tell me.
How many times have you seen think of every Kanye West video you've ever seen.
Mhm.
When is he dressed like in his videos like he is outside of when he is on the streets? Ever.
That's okay. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I get that.
And we know he starts a
But
lot of styles, but the styles that he
but would
wears,
you
he's
so
never wearing in his videos.
so I would still say that Kanye West is more aligned to pushing the importance. Him and Don C. And Ivan Jasper. Can't forget about him as well.
Yeah, Ivan, yeah.
Them three, I think I said Don C, right? Okay, so those three definitely push ones and fours. And I put Cudi in there because again, Cudi was beating up them laser fours for a long time. And, we can't wait till those come back out. You know what I mean? So I would definitely rank those guys in terms of their significance and then pushing those two silhouettes over Rocky. And oh,
I
by
mean,
the way, there's a
you can link
and by the
shoes.
way, there's a whole lot of other rappers from that
You
same era
bro, you can
that
link
that
shoes to
I
people.
associate more with that. It's not
Bro,
because we
you can
see,
link shoes to people. You
yeah,
can
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
You no, of course you can. We're
Reeboks,
doing it
we're
now.
gonna link that to Cash Money. The soldieries like that, we're gonna link
Right,
that to Cash Money. If you
right.
talk about
The
filas, you're
classics.
gonna
For
link
sure.
those to, you're gonna link those to Little Scrappy Forever. I love Atlanta's
Savannah.
like
Yep,
it's it's
yep.
plenty of people you can link sneakers to. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I'm probably missing some.
Of course we are. Of course we
I
are.
can't think right now, but that's just how it goes.
Yeah, but I mean again, oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you make your
Who
point. Go
so
ahead.
so who would you link 40 belows to? Your mind is a mind. I know what your mind's gonna go to. I know where it's gonna go.
Well, who would you go to since you
It's gonna go
already
to Juice.
to who?
It's gonna go to Juice automatically.
Fair,
First place your mind is
fair.
gonna go.
Of course.
That's just how the game goes. So
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, nah, I remember seeing Rocky in ones and fours and he wore the black cat fours, the white cement fours. I get it, but I don't know. Just to say like you're the reason, I think him along with a lot of people are the reason for that. You can't forget about currency. You can't forget about Dom Kennedy. I mean, there was so many sneakerheads from that blog era. Big Sean. It's so many
I don't
to
have Big
where
Sean.
I would just I
We're
would just
not talking about
align it
what
to one
people are wearing. All right, I'm gonna give you an example. Big Sean, I wouldn't throw in there, but if you say Tisa hats, I'm gonna say Big Sean.
for sure, Big
So
Sean. But
that's
but but he also wore a lot of fours too. If you go back, he wore a lot of fours too, and all these guys have varying degrees of influence. Varying degrees of influence. I'm not
so
saying
I
that they're
so
at the level of
so
Rocket's influence
who's
overall, but
who wears the most Jordans now? I want to see what your answer is. Who's the biggest Jordan person in hip hop right now? And I want to see
right
if you say this
now,
person. I want to see if you say this person because they're winning by a landslide. It's not even close. It's the only sneaker they wear. Like it's not even close.
in hip hop,
Yep. In all of hip hop, who's the biggest Jordan head? I'm gonna see if you call it out.
are we just saying rappers or just anyone in hip hop?
Yeah, shit. It don't matter. You can say rappers, you can say anyone in hip hop. He's still reigning supreme, regardless. Whatever you want to say. However you want to choose. I want to see if you pick him out.
Well, I know someone who posts about Jordans all the time be Khaled. That's all he talks about.
Now, you ain't
One
got it. It's
person.
Key Glock. Key Glock is the biggest Jordan head in all of hip hop.
All right, I
He
ain't peep
doesn't
that.
wear any
I ain't
others.
peep that.
Huh?
I don't be looking at Key Glock and what he does like that.
But you say you're not looking at. But
That's your
here's my whole
guy.
point.
That's your guy though. That's one of your
But look,
guys though. So I'm
but
gonna let.
look,
I don't know. I
he
don't know.
only
I just
wears
don't know.
Jordans. He doesn't wear it. That's the
I didn't know that.
only.
I didn't
He
know that.
only wears like I'm talking about every
I did
picture you
not
go.
know that.
He
This is
only
news to
wears
me.
Jordan.
I did not know that.
But this is what I'm saying. If you go talk to 25 and under, shoot 30 and under, they're gonna say Key Glock. That's gonna be an automatic answer for people.
Mm.
Why you may not listen to him, but he's still popular amongst the younger crowd, and they're gonna tell you Key Glock. And I've been following him actually since he first came out because I like Young Dolph. He only wears Jordan. That's the only thing he doesn't. He will have on a suit Jordans. He'll
Shit.
like anything. He'll have on an expensive outfit, Prada jacket, Jordans. He only wears Jordans. That's it.
That's news.
When you get a
That's news to
chance,
me.
go to his
That's
IG
news to
page.
me. That's news to
Straight
me.
Jordans. That's it. The
I
only thing he
believe
wears.
you. I believe. I'm just saying it's news to me. I'm like, I'm like,
When
what
I
the
say
fuck?
dedicated,
Really?
he's dedicated. Like I still can't believe it. He's dedicated to
He
Jordan.
dedicated to the
They
cause,
need
huh?
Jordan. I don't know Jordan sending him sneakers, but Jordan Brand, please give that man something. Seed him, give him his own Jordan class, something, because he's the most dedicated rapper to Jordans. I'm stamping it.
All right, you put
For,
me
for,
on.
from when you came out until now, and you only wear Jordans, like you're not gonna find them in boots, you're not gonna find them in forces, you're not gonna find them like yo. I can't believe it. I think maybe one time I saw him in the designer shoe, and then it
Mm,
was just back to Jordans. Like it's yo, he stick to the script.
yeah, I'm gonna just start following him. I'm gonna start following him because I'm like, I'm out the loop on
Yeah, he stick to
key
the script.
key Glock in the fashion or just sneakers in general. But all right,
Glizzock.
yeah, all right. So you still listen to him? He's still in your Rolodex because I know you
Fact,
done got rid of
facts.
a lot of rappers. He not one of them.
I'm about to get rid of that Pooh Shiesty album, but that's neither here nor there.
Wow, wow. Yeah, I would never. I would never. Yeah, he never made it across my desk. Um,
Oh man. But
yeah,
anyways,
yeah, man. But anyways, all right. So you got your feelings on the shoes with Rocky. I got my feelings, whatever, whatever. Anything else you want to talk about with that?
nah.
Nah. All right. So we're keeping it with shoes. And is anything sacred? No. Will Nike dig into that vault and bring shit out? Yes. You saw it with
Just
the
me.
Wu-Tang dunks.
Yep.
You've seen it with the undefeated fours. Mind you, these are shoes that dropped in 1999 and then re-released in 2024. A shoe that dropped in 2005 and then released last year in 2025. And now, Royal, there is a lot of chatter online about what they say is the Eminem fours that are releasing next year, but with a twist because the Jumpman on the back, I believe, is going to be purple. A lot of resellers, a lot of people who have these consignment shops are really complaining, talking about Nike shouldn't be doing this. You and I are both friends with a lot of resellers who are really moving a lot of shit, right? I mean, been in the game for a long time. You think Nike's wrong for doing this? What do you think about it? Do you feel bad for the resellers?
No. Why would I feel bad? I used to be a reseller, but
They
I'm like, why would I be
they over there boo-hooing. They cry. They BB and CC whining online right now. So
yeah. Now if you switch roles, you think they would be caring what the resellers? No. Nike's dropping it. Nike said, okay, you guys want the fire, here you go. And then when you give them the fire, well, no, now you're giving us too much fire.
right.
Make up your minds, man. What do y'all
Make it,
want?
yeah, what do you want? Oh,
Yeah,
the shoe was too accessible. I thought you were upset when you couldn't get it 10 years ago. Now
right.
you don't want it because it's available. You know what I mean? But so you no, don't feel bad at all.
Nah, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I agree with you on this one. And my biggest thing is like, yo, you don't own the IP to these shoes. You don't work for Nike. You are not like what you're doing is a skill. You have you've amassed a great collection of, we'll call them sneaker artifacts, just grail shoes. But you don't get to determine when that shoe drops again or not. And also, y'all had years. Y'all been waiting years because the whole, chatter online is like, yo, the fact that now you're watering down the fact that I have an original pair from 2005, from 1999. You've had years to get this asset off. And to me, it's like stocks, like the stock market, right? Like you hold stock for a long period of time. at a certain point, it's very lucrative, right? What can you do? You can keep it there. You can go ahead and sell that shit. But
Hey,
if you
listen.
hold on too long, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And those shares are no longer as valuable as they once were. Charge it to the game.
Hey, listen, dear Nike, can you guys please, pretty please, just for
What do you
me,
want? What do you want to see?
can you guys please retro the Nike SB Unkles, please?
Oh, yeah, you've been
I need a
talking about
fresh pair that's not faded. Just please, please for me. I don't care what these resellers are talking about, what these consignment shops, what these fake ass purists are talking about. Yo, just please retro those, and I'll be happy. Yeah, I need those, man. I need those again. I'm gonna come clean. I need those again.
you need those. You need
Yeah,
those.
facts, facts. It's a lot of SBs. Listen, I'll take anybody who knows me. I'll take the whole P-Rod artist series again. Because the bad thing about the P-Rod ones is the insoles collapse. They look perfectly fine from the outside
Mhm,
looking in,
mhm.
but if you're actually wearing them, your foot is just like this is the sole, and your foot is like this in the sole. It's like just collapses. And
Right,
so I would take those.
right.
Love
You know,
P-Rod ones. Love them.
yeah, I know. That's a big shoe for you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything specifically I want to see. I want to see the Air Max sensation to come back. But I want the Weber 2. I want the Weber 2 on the back. I don't want the Nike swoosh. Yo, that's crazy. I don't know what
Where did that come
yeah,
from?
what the fuck is going on? It's
Yo,
get me way off my shit right now.
right.
I put up a number 2, you seeing balloons. I don't know why that shit just happened. But what I will say is that's the shoe that I want to see. I want to see the black and royal blue. I want to see the white and the navy because they did release these back in 2015, but I just want to see them come back in all their glory. So that's a shoe within the Nike basketball family. How many times we get a retro Barclays? That's cool. You didn't get a pair. You're gonna get a pair this year, probably next year, whatever. Pippins, Arab Tempos, or whatever. Give me a pair of Chris Webber's first and only signature shoe with Nike. That's what I want. With the number 2 on the back. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah, I'll
Nike.
take they need to put the Allah on the back on the bacons too.
That's definitely not. And they dropping at the end of this year. Did
I
you
know.
ever own a pair of Bacons?
Of course.
What color?
Come on, man. The OG color.
All right.
Well, not all right. Well, it's two
Well,
OG
there's
color.
2. There's 2.
Yeah.
So which you're talking about the
The
red
red
and
and
yellow.
yellow.
The
The
red
red
and
and
yellow.
yellow.
The
Yeah.
red and yellow. The red and yellow. Yeah, man. You gonna get a pair when they drop or you good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm
do it.
not gonna be happy, but I'm gonna get them.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna not be happy, but I'm gonna get them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Really trying to pare down, but those, oh yeah, we can make space for those. We can make space for those.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. But that's really it. Anything else you wanna speak
Um.
on?
Yeah. Actually, I do. I'm actually gonna say something. I'm actually gonna say something serious for once. Got something in my eye. Pardon me. So, Wayno, he was talking about the whole Pooh Shiesty thing, and he was talking about how crime seems to be paying in hip hop. And he brought it. Pooh Shiesty's has the #1 album. You do gangster shit, and people celebrate it and they champion it. He has the #1 album. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Little Dirk, when he tried to clean up his image when he was on Def Jam, or Def Jam tried to clean up his image, better yet, people weren't really jacking him. The sales plummeted. And then as soon as he got out of that deal and he went back to talking about the street shit, skyrocketed,
Mm-hmm.
was out of here. So he made a comment and he said, why is it nowadays that the youth are so willing to go to the furthest level with things, with beefs and fights and everything like that. And I've always said this. It's because no matter how people want to look at it, embarrassment on social media is just it's a level that we can't fathom.
It
We're
sticks.
just we're still in that generation, but a majority of people in our generation are mature enough not to play those games. That's not to say we don't have a few loonies in there,
Of
a few
course,
ignorant people in there, but for the most part we
of
don't.
course.
But back in the day when we got in a fight, you would see someone outside of school, you would see him in the street, the neighborhood, whatever, you get in a fight with him. The people who were there saw the fight. After the fight, people went their way, and that was the end of it. Someone might have said, yo, he did this, he did that, or whatever. But whether you won or lost, people walked away as long as you fought. They're gonna be like, yeah, 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 he won or he lost. But and if he lost, they're
You
like, oh,
move
he's not
on.
pussy. He's not
You
pussy.
move on. Right.
Nowadays, it's no reason I should be seeing fights of kids in Missouri. The fuck am I doing seeing fights of kids in Missouri? People sending me fights of kids in California. We see fights of kids jumping a pregnant mother and all this other stuff. Everyone's jumping in, everyone's recording. It's just the level of embarrassment is so crazy that kids have nothing to do but to take it to the furthest level. And that's shout out to Wayno and shout out to Poetic Flacco. I definitely watched their podcast. But yeah, he said that, and I was really feeling him when he said that. He was like, "Yo, why?" And then he's just talking about it. He touches on a lot of issues, and I'm like, I really feel bad for the kids nowadays because that's just a different type of embarrassment, you know. And
Well, I mean,
and then kids, it's just set up for kids, and kids say stuff to other kids, and the kids they might not even want to fight the kid. They might not even wanna take it there, but it's like one kid says something online, the other kid has no choice but to respond, and then you got
mhm,
people in the comments, then you got other people reposting them. It's like these
mhm.
kids are put in such a position nowadays, and I just feel bad for them, and we're just in a messed up cycle,
You
you know?
know, I don't see it getting any better anytime soon
Definitely
because it's
not.
social media. I mean, it's the good and the bad of it, right? Is that you do something dope, you see that forever, right? It gets circulated all across the country, all across the globe. Man, if you do something, if you get your ass knocked out, that's gonna be there forever.
Exactly, that's the
You
bad
know?
part.
And
Yeah.
people say something online, like you said in the comments, people
Mhm.
start dragging you. You know that just feels that individual, that young person to say like, "All right, nah, fuck that. I gotta go handle mine.
Yeah.
I gotta go do something." And I don't know how you stop that. I don't know how
You
you stop that, you know?
with that with people being embarrassed to the highest level, with people seeking instant gratification, with people having to let everyone know their moves. Like even the kid, I can't believe that people were actually mad at Rocky for saying, "Nope, I'm not working with this guy."
Oh,
When did
right.
we lose professionalism?
Well, yeah, that guy was crazy for even like you don't even have shit signed yet. Like you don't
Yeah,
even have paperwork signed yet but we're so in a rush. That's
yeah,
the problem.
but think about it. People were actually saying Rocky was wrong for not working with him. I'm like, bro,
But they're crazy. They're
how?
crazy.
You don't
They're
do that. That's just like
yeah,
if you do
yeah.
if you doing a contract or you're doing business with somebody, regardless of you sign an NDA or not, let it play out before or let the things happen in natural order. Let
That's
y'all
business
work on it.
101.
Exactly. That
That's
exactly. But we're in such a world that people are like, oh my gosh, why did you do that? He's messed up. Like, it's just, man, the social media, the gratification, the embarrassment, everything is just a mess.
yeah,
No, just a
I mean
mess.
let that but look, let that be a lesson to people. Wait till the ink
Fact.
dries. Wait,
Yeah, facts.
go and tell if you want to tell your mom, You know what I mean? You want to
Yeah,
go and tell your auntie or something like that, but even them, tell them don't get online because they be online too.
right.
They be online too these days. You know what I mean? But stay
Facts,
solid. Just hold on. Just hold on.
facts.
Um, yeah. I just want to say rest in peace to my man Giz. That's it. Good guy, gone too soon. Rest in peace to Giz. Um, and that being said, you all tuned in to the latest edition of Say of the Week, brought to you by State Your Claim. My name is Gatsby.
Yeah, my name is Royal Rel, but you know I got one last thing to say though, man.
Hold on. My fault. My fault. Go ahead.
Nah, you know how it goes, man. You
My
know, man,
fault.
if you if you like something, you're dick riding. If you don't, you're hating. With that said, do you.
Do
Oh,
you?
and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hey, yo, Gatsby, now you can bring us home.
Yeah. And like I said, you've been listening to your guys presenting you the latest edition of Say of the Week, brought to you by State Your Claim. And again, one more time, rest in peace to my man Giz. All right, that's it. We out.
We out.